In our previous lesson, we created a menu in Photoshop that had a transparent background. We imported that menu with the different layers, pretty much showing this area. Now, what I'd like to do now is we're going to bring in a video and we're going to use it in the background of this menu. So I'm going to go to File, Import as Asset. Now, even though we're working with a menu, you actually want to bring it as an asset. And I'm going to bring in a video called BG Video 1 and hit open. Now, what I'm going to do, I don't want to click and drag that down here because what that's going to do is actually create a linkable menu, which we haven't gotten to yet. But what I do want you to do is come over, select on the menu, and under the word motion, click on the motion tab. You'll see the word video and audio. Now, what I did when I exported my video in Premiere was I only output the video. I didn't output any sound. And we're going to come to that in a little bit, but you have to bring video and audio in separate when working with a title. Not so much a timeline, but in a title sequence or in, as you can say, a menu background that we're working with. So I'm going to take this video icon here, a little scroll, and I'm going to go and drag and click and drag that until it touches the BG Video 1. The next thing I want to do, as you notice, it's black. You can't see anything because a video will not show up in this preview window until we've rendered it. And we're going to do that in a second. But I want to make sure that you click on the Photoshop menu to the left, right click, and make sure you hit the word First Play. You'll notice there's a little white icon here, and what that represents is the first thing that will play when the DVD is launched. If you don't do that, then what's going to happen is one of these videos will begin to play. We want our menu to come up first. The next thing we're going to do is save. And after that, I'm going to go to File, Preview. And what's going to happen is my menu comes up, but nothing happens. And the main reason nothing's happening is because I have not rendered my background. So I'm going to close that. I'm going to go to File, Render, and I'm going to go to Motion Menus. Now it's going to take a few moments, so I'm going to pause the video while we're doing that. It's actually going to take, it looks like almost 9 minutes here. So once I pause, we'll resume and I'll discuss what happens. Okay, now once it's resumed, now that we're resumed back on the video, I'm going to go ahead and File, Preview, and this time when the menu comes up, it's actually going to show the video that I put together in the background. Okay, and all I did was compose a couple seconds of each clip from the videos we're going to watch, adding some filters in here and there, as well as the final transitions in between these. Now you'll notice you can slightly see through here, but maybe it's not enough. You also know our title disappeared. We dropped our video on top of the title layer, which is fine. But I'm going to show you another technique that might improve your video a little bit. All right, and the preview will stop after the first frame. So let's look at a couple things here. I'm going to jump back into Premiere and show you the movie clip that I rendered out, which I did have audio down here, but I also went in, and I'm going to open After Effects. I went in and I created an animated scary movie trailers title that's going to play during the video, which will add to the excitement. So I just pretty much went in and used the animate tools, and I created that composition in After Effects, saved it, imported that composition into Premiere Pro, and copied it several times so it continuously plays through the duration of the 30-second clip. Again, I had the audio here, so what I did was I exported video only as the video background, and then I exported my audio as audio only, or an MP3. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to save, I'm going to export my new media with that title in the background, and I'm going to actually call that one, I have to change it. I have to change the format back into my AVI, and I'm only going to export the video, not the audio. and I'm going to call this one BG Video 2. And then I'm going to import that when it's done, when Media Encoder is done with it. And we'll be able to bring that into Encore and rerun it through. But in the meantime, what I'm going to do is go back into Encore while this thing is rendering out. And I physically want to pull my sound in. So I need to do that by going to File, Import as Asset, because the sound is an asset. Navigate out, and you'll see that I have a menu audio MP3, and hit Open. Okay, now that that clip is showed up, you'll notice here it's represented by a little speaker, and it's menu audio 3. I was stuck on my menu. Where it says audio, I click and I drag down here to the menu audio MP3. And I'm going to go ahead and save that. Now once our rendering is done in Media Encoder, which it has been, we can import our new background, which I named BG Video 2. Now I can go ahead and select my menu, and where it says Video, change Video 1 to Video 2. Now I am going to have to re-render this, so I'm going to save, and then I'm going to go back into File, Render, Motion Menus, and at the conclusion of the motion menu I'll go ahead and resume the video. Okay, now I can go ahead down here to File, Preview, okay, and that was a preview with our audio, our video, our movie trailer, and our buttons. Now there are some things we could change that will not require us to re-render. For instance, if I go back into my Photoshop file and I say, you know what, I still can see too much red, I can go ahead into that particular layer and actually lower its opacity down. And I actually did that on the wrong layer. Make sure you're on the right layer if you're following along with the what I'm doing here. Go in and actually lower that down a bit. Okay, hit save, and we don't even have to import it back into Encore. It will pretty much update as soon as we go to preview it out. So now that we've worked with motion backgrounds, we're pretty much halfway or more than halfway done with where we are. We've added audio to our menu. We've put video in the background of our menu. We've created the icons that we're going to make buttons here shortly. And we've also set the menu to be first play so that it plays as soon as the video comes on. In our next lesson, we're going to start working with navigating. And that's pretty much going to be the conclusion of our DVD introduction here on how to make the buttons actually work on the DVD to go to the correct trailers.